Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first one is, of course, the official list for the Arnold Classic 2025, and I gotta say, it's very interesting. It's a very good lineup right here. So, as we all knew already, the Mr. Olympia, Samson Dauda, is doing the Arnold Classic. That's not a surprise. The biggest surprise of this lineup right here was Derek Lunsford, who is for the first time in his career going to do an open show, a bodybuilding show other than the Mr. Olympia. So he has been criticized pretty hard, for not doing any other shows, for competing only once a year. Finally, we're gonna see Derek Lunsford in the spring. So that's gonna be new, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see what he can bring. And can he actually challenge and beat Samson Dauda at the Arnold Classic? Well, he's definitely the only guy right here who can actually potentially pull it off, in my opinion. It's also very interesting that Brandon Curry is doing this show as well. I didn't know about that, I didn't expect it. But Brandon is a former Mr. Olympia, just like Derek Lunsford as well. So we have 3 Mr. Olympias, and Brandon Curry, even though his placements at the Mr. Olympia started to go down over the past couple of years, it's not like he has any injuries. It's not like his physique is melting. No, it's just that he wasn't in best shape possible for the past couple of years. I mean, you guys probably know that he stopped working with his coach Abdullah this year because Abdullah fired him because Brandon wasn't willing to put in the work in the off-season. So now, if he actually stayed focused after the Mr. Olympia and he does a proper job with the prep and everything, he can potentially come back and be better than ever, or as good as he was back in 2019. I think that's very possible, but even if he's at his absolute best, I don't see him beating Samson and Derek. But I can definitely see him in the top 3, unless Andrew Jack actually brings something crazy. He is doing the show as well, we all knew about this as well. So Andrew Jack is definitely somebody who is a top threat, who can be, in my opinion, potentially even second. I don't see him beating Samson Dauda, but maybe he can be top 2 if he actually nails the conditioning. It's not something I would bet on. We'll see what kind of physique updates he will be posting, but right now I think Derek and Samson are definitely very firmly in that top 2, and then it will be between Andrew Jack and Brandon Curry. The former 212 Mr. Olympia, Sean Clarita, is doing it as well. Akim Williams, John De La Rosa, William Bonek, Carlos Thomas Jr., that's going to be an interesting one. Patrick Moore, Justin Rodriguez. I don't know why Justin Rodriguez is on this list. His physique has been getting worse and worse show after show, year after year. At this point, he's definitely going to be last here. I don't see him beating anybody here. I think they could have chosen somebody better, some of the other guys who are competing at the spring. So, yeah, the only guy that I'm confused for why he's on this list. And there is also James Hollinshead on this list right here. So, very interesting list. It's gonna make for a hell of a show. It's gonna be a very exciting Arnold Classic. But there is a lot of time before this show actually takes place. Maybe not that much, but 11, 12 weeks. And we're gonna see, I'm sure a couple of these guys will drop out as usual. And maybe somebody else will jump in. That's not out of the question. Maybe we're going to see an entry of somebody like Nick Walker, maybe even Hadi Chopin. I don't know who's going to drop out, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be exactly this list right here. But what we see right here is amazing. It's very exciting. Again, Samson Dauda, of course, is the favorite here, but if Derek Lunsford actually brings it, if he comes in improved with bigger legs, better conditioning, better proportion, upper body to lower body, anything is possible, really, but I'm pretty sure those 2 guys are the top 2. Now, as for the classic physique, for some reason, after I don't know how many years, we are not going to be seeing guys like Breon Ainsley, Ramon Dino, and Urs Kalecinski at the Arnold Classic. But we'll see the defending champion, Wesley Wissers. I don't know who this guy, Lucas Funk, is. Why is he in the center of the poster? Maybe he won the amateur last year. I'm really not sure, but I don't think he's in the top 2, top 3, or top 5 mix. And I don't know why Mike Sommerfeld, who basically almost beat Chris Bumstead at the Mr. Olympia, is on the side here. You can barely even see him. So I think Mike Sommerfeld is definitely the favorite, unless Wesley brings 110% peak like he did last year at the Arnold Classic. There are also some other really good guys like Logan Franklin, Michael the Bull, Gabriel Zanzanelli, Matthew Grego. So I think those guys are going to be making like the top 5. We'll see. You never know what these guys are going to bring. Like Wesley, if he is 100% on, he can win the show. If he is not, he can be like 5th. So that's a questionable thing. And also, we don't know if Mike Sommerfeld is going to be nailing it. Like, he nailed it for the Mr. Olympia this year, but not that many times before that. So anything is possible, really. Maybe Gabriel Zanzanelli can surprise, or Matthew Gregor. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, it's also a very interesting classic physique lineup. Maybe not as deep as last year, but a good one for sure. Because we have the defending Arnold Classic champion, Wesley Wissers, and the second place in the Mr. Olympia, now without Chris Bumstead, let's say the top 1 guy in classic physique in the world, Mike Sommerfeld. But yeah, this right here, the open division, Samson Dauda versus Derek Lunsford, that's the most exciting part of the whole thing. We'll see how much improvement can actually Derek Lunsford make, how much improved in conditioning can he really be now that he has a different coach. It's not official yet, but it seems like it's AJ Sims, the Cement Factory guy. It's not Hani Rambert anymore. Samson is prepping with his wife still. So we'll see what these guys can actually bring. I mean, yeah, Derek did place 3rd at the Mr. Olympia this year behind even Hari Chopin. So there is like 2 spots difference between these 2 guys at the Mr. Olympia. But it doesn't have to mean anything. Like, maybe Samson is going to be slightly off and Derek is going to be at his absolute best ever, conditioning-wise, upper body to lower body balance-wise, and he can potentially take Samson out. That's not out of the question. And also, I don't know what can Andrew Jack bring, but I wouldn't bet on him. I'm pretty sure this is the top 2. Who's gonna win? Most likely Samson, but it's not an easy win. It's not gonna be easy for sure. He needs to nail it. And Derek, if he truly nails it, if he actually brings something we never saw so far, again, conditioning-wise and balance-wise, he can take Samson out for sure. So it's going to be a very, very interesting battle. And here's something very interesting as well. Good Vito, who is apparently prepping for the Arnold Classic Brazil right now, is not on the list of the Arnold Classic Ohio. Why is that? Well, I guess he never won a pro show and they're probably inviting only pro show winners. There's that. But I think he would definitely be a much better option than, let's say, Justin Rodriguez. Or even Patrick Moore. Or, I don't know, a couple of guys. Like, I'm sure he would be like in the middle of that lineup. Like, I think he would place, like, maybe in the top 5, top 6 potentially. But no, they did not invite him. Maybe he didn't even apply. Maybe he didn't want to do that show. But he's prepping, for the Arnold Classic Brazil, which is a couple of weeks after the Arnold Classic Ohio. And his weight right now is 133 kilos, which is like over 290. And that's massive, guys. That's really big. So Good Vito is freaking huge right now, and he could be doing the Arnold Classic Ohio. He could be really dominant up there. He could definitely match very well against even the top guys. I can definitely see him compared to like Derek Lunsford, because he was very close to Martin Fitzwater at a Detroit Pro earlier this year. And Martin took 4th at the Mr. Olympia. So I think Good Vito would be definitely a great addition to this lineup, but unfortunately he's not there. Now, as far as his conditioning, it's a deep off-season conditioning. It's not close to being show ready. Could he get ready in 12 weeks? For sure. I'm sure he could. Maybe he would have to rush things a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know how fast he gets in shape. But if they made some changes and if they actually put him in, which is maybe a possibility, I don't know. If a couple of guys pull out and he expresses his desire to actually do that show as well, maybe they can put him in, but it's not something that's very likely to happen. However, at this weight, with this size, and with this conditioning for 12 weeks out, I think he would be definitely a great addition. But no, as of right now, that's not gonna be happening. Yeah, look at him right here. Like, he's freaking insane, right? Like, he looks crazy. The size, I mean, one of the freakiest bodybuilders of today, really. A shorter guy, sure, but pound for pound, one of the biggest guys in the IFBB. And I'm sure he made some progress in terms of like, maybe not conditioning right now, but like maturity. And once he gets conditioned, I think we're gonna see like more details from Good Vito on the stage. But I think he was already in pretty good shape, like for Detroit and Arnold Classic Brazil last year. So I think we're gonna see a much better version of Good Vito. I think he's gonna win a pro show this year finally. Which show? Potentially Arnold Classic Brazil, unless some of the heavy hitters actually jump in. But right now, like Rafael Brandao is not doing it, and no other top name guys are doing it so far. So I think he's the favorite to win that show and qualify for the Mr. Olympia by winning it. And we also got a physique update from Martin Fitzwater, who is not deep into his off-season. It's been only 4 weeks since the Prague Pro, so his conditioning is holding very, very well. And yeah, I mean, I know he did too many shows probably this year, like Detroit Pro, New York Pro, Mr. Olympia, Prague Pro. So maybe that's why he's not going to be doing the Arnold Classic, but he's going to be doing the Pittsburgh Pro and Dubai Pro and the FIBO as well. So he has different plans. Unfortunately, he is not going to be doing the Arnold Classic. It's a shame, you know, what a deep lineup. If he was in, it would just make it so much more exciting. And he's already prepping like for the mid-season. He's not just focused on the Mr. Olympia. He is qualified. He can just wait and do the Mr. Olympia. But no, he's competing, but not doing the Arnold Classic. Why is that? Well, I'm guessing he wants to do the other shows that he can actually win. You know, it's not very likely for him to win the Arnold Classic versus guys like Samson Dowd and Derek Lunsford. It's not impossible, but it's not very likely. As far as shows like Pittsburgh Pro, FIBO, and Dubai Pro, he can win those shows for sure. And also, maybe the reason for him not doing the Arnold Classic is personal, because last year he wanted to do it. He applied for it, and they didn't accept him. So they made a mistake with him. And now maybe he doesn't want to do it because of that. But I'm pretty sure he's going to do it at some point in his career. Or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe that's why he's not doing it this year. But it's a shame. It's a shame for sure. Anyways, guys, tell me what do you think down below in the comment section. Who do you think is going to win the Arnold Classic? Do you think Derek Lunsford has a chance of actually defeating Samson Dauda? Whatever is on your mind, guys, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon, all the best, and bye-bye.